Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I will do less clickbait content. So I'm going to teach you guys how to make a Roblox game for free without coding. Let's get into it. I do actually know coding, I just don't know the Lua coding language. If you don't know what that is, it's just pretty much the way that Roblox was created and the way that they coded it. I use a coding language called C#, which is the way I code out my games and things like that. So, the first thing you're going to want to do is you want to learn the controls. It's a basic first-person control scheme. As you can see, but there are some differences. Such as, if you hold right-click, I'm pretty sure it's right-click, you can look around. If you WAS and D, you can move around. And if you hold shift, you go a bit slower, so if you just want to get the perfect stud, because why wouldn't you? That stud is amazing. But anyway, yeah. So the first thing we're going to do, also you can use scroll wheel to zoom in and out, which is pretty cool. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come over to this little arrow over here, where it says workspace, hit that little arrow down. Where it says base plate, we're going to hit that. Now we have our base plate selected, we just don't know it because we have zoomed out way too far. And if you go to the very edge, you can see that this is clearly selected from this blue outline. So, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to come up here to our tools. Move, scale, and rotate. Scale allows you to scale down objects. Move allows you to move objects, as you can see. Scale allows you to scale objects. You just drag it, and it scales objects. I'm just going to undo that by hitting Control and Z and hitting that once. And you've got the rotate tool, which allows you to rotate objects, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm just going to undo that. Excuse me. Okay, there we are. Now I've got that undone, let's scale it down. So first you're going to have to come back up here if it's not selected, and just hold shift and scale that down. Once you've done that, you just scroll over to it, or come over to it, scale it down to the size that you want, and scale it down a tiny bit if you don't like how it is already. I'm going to keep it normal. And there we are, we have our little pad. So what are we going to do next? Well, I don't really like the studs because it doesn't really look slick and more unique, as some might say, but I would say I just don't really like the studs at the moment, because if they were circle studs I would use them, but still. We have the square studs, so let's just change that. So we've got a base plate, then we come down to the properties. Make sure you have properties. This is automatically here by default, but if you've messed around, either reinstall it or just come up to, view, and just click, where is it? Just click properties. Should be up here. No clue where it is, but it should be. It's up here somewhere. Just go through all of these, and you should eventually see properties. And see properties and explorer. Those are the two things that you definitely 100% need. You don't exactly need output, but I'm gonna keep it just for the sake of making me look smart. Okay, no, but seriously, you might leave this in the future. I'm not too sure. So we're gonna change this. I'm going to change it to a different colour first. As you can see, the brick colour is dark stone. It's dark stone grey, so I'm going to change it to a red colour. I like bright red, looks pretty nice. So now we have that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make it smooth. The way you're going to do that is you're going to scroll down, keep on scrolling down, until you see surface. You're going to have to hit that, and then scroll down. There'll be, you just have to click surface, the little drop down arrow, scroll down, and here you'll have all of these. All of it should be smooth, but don't worry about that, doesn't really matter. Just hit this, just click it, click this text, and there'll be a little drop down arrow. You click that, and go to smooth. As you can see, it's now completely smooth, which a lot of people might like. And I personally like it, but if you want to keep it OG, you can obviously keep the studs. Next, we're going to make a spawn to make the spawn on. You don't actually need to do any complicated stuff, because Roblox has a built-in, unlike before. Because in 2006 and up, because this game was actually made in 2003, believe it or not. Pretty sure it was made in 2003 in Dynablox. I know it was made in Dynablox, but I'm not too sure if it was all the way back then. But anyway, what we're going to do next is we're going to go to model. It's up here, this is all your modules, so you just click model, then you hit spawn. As you can see, that's pretty big. So let's just scale that down. I'm going to scale it down individually because I don't think you can shift it. So now I've done that, I'm going to scale it down a tiny bit more. Okay, then scale that down. There we are, we have our own spawn. So, now we've scaled that down, and we have our spawn. Let's go to the select tool. You can use the move tool for this, but I like using the select tool. Just click this. You change the position on here to top. Actually, no, make sure you're in line first, and then select top. And you can just put them in the corners. I'm going to keep on duplicating this into the corners. So you can spawn, so multiple players can join. Just hit Control D. Now we are. We have our 4 spawns. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to make our first stage. You can obviously upgrade this, but you don't need to. Also, something to note, you have to make sure this is anchored. Base plates are automatically anchored, but if you're a bit more smarter than me, and you've actually deleted the base plate and got a new part, so you do have to have at least a bit of a common knowledge of Roblox Obby if you've done this. Make sure this is anchored. If you just scroll down, it will have the anchored behavior. Make sure that is checked. With I think with the new update, all of them are automatically anchored, but some of them might not be. So now we've done that, let's hit play and test this out. This will emulate what it will be like to join your game if a random player joins your game. As you can see, we spawned here. Now we can do what the hell we want, but there's nothing to do. What are we going to do? Well, let's make our first stage. In the next video, I'll be covering obbies and more stages. Yeah, I'll be covering checkpoints and more stages, which I think you might really like. So yeah, let's get right into it. So first stage we're going to do. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a new part. Let's just come up here to where it says part and hit that little square button. You don't need to worry about all of these blocks, spheres, wedges, and cylinders. We'll just hit the part. So now we've done that, we're just going to click this, select it, go to the scale tool, and make a tiny little platform. Once we've done that, I'm gonna hit the move tool, bring it down, bring it across to here, and the select tool just to put it on there. As you can see, that is perfectly on point. I'm now going to move it along slightly to put it in line. Now we've done that. So this is our first little part. We've got to make sure this is anchored. I'm not going to do it for every single individual part. I'll do it at the end because it'll be easier. So next, I'm just going to hit Control D, which duplicates it. Next, I'm going to scale this down by holding Shift and scaling this. So it scales it down properly. It should be scaling down. Why aren't you scaling down? I'll just scale it down normally. Just like this. Like a normal human being. As you can see, you can scale it up, you just can't scale it down. I'm not too sure why. Oh wait, I think I know why you have to do that. That's why you have to have at least a higher height than just one stud. So just go like that, go like that. That looks like the right size. Let's just move that down a bit. Bring that across. Boom, we have our first thing we can jump on. Next we're going to hit Control D, bring that across, next to it. And then we're going to bring it over here. Maybe bring that forward a bit. Maybe bring that a bit more forward. And hit Control D to duplicate it again. Bring that down, and bring that across. So now that we've done that, we can now work on the next platform. So that's our first stage complete. So let's just add this here. There we are. So we have our first stage. So let's just anchor all of this. So the way you're going to do this is you're going to have to select all of this. We've already anchored this one, so we don't need to select that. And we just come down back here and make sure that it's all anchored. Okay, it is. So, now if we just hit play, we should be able to check out our obby. This is a very basic and very simple. So yeah, let's just come over here and jump on here. Eat, 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 eat. First stage passed. This is going to be a bit of an easy obby, but you can obviously make it harder, make it more challenging, but that requires a lot more messing around with just the game in general, so I'm not exactly going to do that. I'm just going to make a pretty easy obby, so it doesn't waste all my time. Obviously, you can expand upon this, it's bigger. So yeah, that isn't in line. You never thought that. So that isn't in line, is there? There we are. Okay, that works. Okay, yeah, guys, that works. So yeah. Let's just duplicate this. Hit Control D again. Move that over here. Actually, no, let's bring that up. Move it over here. Bring it down again. But this time we're going to rotate them to make it slant jumping. So first we're going to select this one. Rotate it. I'm going to hit that. I'm going to hit the other one. Rotate that. Hit the other one. And rotate that. So yeah, guys. I don't have enough time to do this, so I'm just going to say that this is our obby so far. Let's check it out. If I'm correct, all of this should be anchored and it should all work. So yeah, guys, let's just check this out. So as you can see, boop, boop, boop. There's a checkpoint here. Just imagine there is, because that's in the next episode. Stage 1 passed. And there's going to be another platform that says that's about to take stage 2. So, I'm going to hit Control D. Bring that over to there. Bring that down a bit. And there we are. We have our first 2 stages. In the next video, I'll go around checkpoints and making the obby longer. So for now, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!